had a lot of involvement. It's been a huge team effort on our part. We've been involved with the design and the inspection for all the projects that have gone along in this camp complex here. To kind of add a little bit to what Robin said, let's talk some history. Some of you might remember this name. There was a teacher here in town by the name of Dorothy Carneal, and she used to own this property. And she had a relative that wanted to put a residential subdivision on this site. And I said, I don't think it works real well for that, but we'll come out and talk and look. She was probably in her 90s, and she wanted to walk up the old railroad trail up here. And when it became physically impossible for her to do that, I think she understood that, oh, maybe there are other things that should happen here. This was an old corn bean field, and I think a lot of you might remember that have been around here. We brought a lot of dirt from Saratoga Parkway in the Saratoga development to fill this site up. This was a lot of it was in the floodplain back in the day, but Dorothy ended up selling to the town. Originally, this was going to be about a 4.5-acre site. I think we're probably pushing 25 here, and then we got Talon Stream and others. So it started out to replace the Elks. If anybody remembers that, as a small L-shaped facility, and I know Nate's going to talk about that a little bit. But it was interesting how we went from where we were at to where we have gotten, and it's just been a great ride all along. We added the Elysia River. As I was going back looking at old notes, we started out calling it the Lazy River. No, that was a no-no. We changed that to leisure. We wanted it to be something where we could get outside, we could recreate, we could get out here and enjoy the weather. And you can see that on the far east side of the facility here. One thing that came up in talking about the regional draw, a lot of people don't know this, but Carmel, their facility, Greenwood, their facility, they actually came here to look at our facility so they could build theirs. So we were the forerunners, and like I said, Plainfield has great vision. It's been great working with all the people that have been involved with this over probably more like 25 years. I know it's 20 years since we've been up and running, but it's been a great project. So I think with that, I'll turn it back over to Brent. You don't want to hear engineering stuff, so.
Our next speaker is Jason Jeffries, President of Patterson-Horth.
Thank you. Well, we made it. Excited to be here tonight. If anyone was here back in September, Tim Horth spoke at the groundbreaking for this project, and he talked a lot about the finish date and the challenge that it was going to be to make it, as we have, and even talked about doing things like, rain dances and dances to make winter light. And I would say for any of those people that did that, it worked. When you look at the challenge of this project, it was basically $8 million worth of work in about 8 months. And that was through the winter. And obviously we're not building a building here, we're building all stuff outdoors. So we're very, very weather dependent. A lot of concrete and other things that we just can't do if it's negative 10 degrees or raining outside. So really excited that we were able to be a part of this project. Patterson-Horth built a lot of buildings over the years, and it's not every day that we get to be a part of such a unique opportunity such as this one. And there were a lot of challenges, but the team really came together. Our superintendent, Mike Johnson, and project manager, David Ramirez, were it was a laser focus the entire time. We couldn't let up at all, and they were constantly pushing all the subcontractors and even pushing ourselves to get all the concrete done out here. But one of the things that made us willing to look at this project and partner with the town was we knew the team we were working with. We knew the town of Plainfield. knew Banning Engineering, and we knew that with those folks, we'd have a collaborative effort, and we would work together, and we would get it done. And so really the credit goes to the whole team. Certainly, it takes an army to do something like this. So just so thankful that everybody's able to be here and enjoy this new facility, and that we're able to be a part of it. So thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Nate Thorne, Assistant Town Manager of Plainfield.
Thank you. For all the young folks, bear with me. I'm going to try to use my phone for notes, and normally I'm not that technology savvy, so here we'll go. Thank you all for being here today. It's a pleasure to be a part of all of this and share this with you. As Brent said, my name is Nate Thorne. I'm Assistant Town Manager, but long before I was Assistant Town Manager, I was a pool guy here. I started in 2004 when this facility opened, and some of my fondest memories, both personally and professionally, happened right here, and it's definitely a joy to be here to talk about it a little bit with you today. So it's my birthday too, although I'm not on with the Pelican here. As I look back as an employee, I have fond memories of pure joy from residents and guests that come here for birthday parties and events and family reunions. And for many, this is their staycation. This is the place where they spend their summers, and lots of stories are shared here. We often get feedback from residents about maintaining that small town feel. There's no better facilitation of a small town feel than sitting on a chair here poolside and be able to talk about the town's happenings, either with your neighbors or sports parents or other acquaintance. Although the scale of the facility is very large, this facility facilitates the small. The small conversations just like those on one of the pool chairs. This facility creates those chance gatherings, bumping into neighbors and bumping into folks that you haven't seen in a while. And the true town chatter happens here, if it would just stay off of social media. Personally, some of my fondest memories are here with my own children, screaming down the slides, having their own birthday parties, participating in swim lessons. These memories will be forever a part of my story and will be cherished as the backdrop of Splash Island in almost every memory. And my story is shared by literally millions of visitors in 20 years that have come here and experienced the same. We are a melting pot also for employees, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the experiences of the employees that are gained here. Young and old, employees come here to be a part of this gathering place. Many of those employees have moved on to bigger things and been professional lawyers and doctors and firefighters and police officers, all sharing memories, the stories that started here, and again, as a gathering place. All of these stories created both professionally, personally, and by so many are really because of the thoughtful leadership that listened to residents. This facility was built because the residents asked for it. As was mentioned, decades ago, asked for it. In 1996, the pool that was being used was the Elks Club, and they said they were closing it. After hard work and lots of plans, this facility, with a lot of support and a lot of thoughtful leaders behind it, really took shape. It was very easy for the leaders to support this because there was zero remonstrance. Not one person said, "Do not build a pool." That's an easy story for our elected officials to tell because they also were very creative in how to fund it, with almost zero impact on any residential tax dollars. And then each time since then, we've done a master plan. And again, residents, just like all of you, have said, what's next? How do we maintain it? How do we make it bigger and better? And that's what brings us to today. This is the third phase of a multi-phase plan. The first phase of building it, the second phase was adding the Leisure River, which was added in 2012, and then these slides and other things that were literally drawn on the back of a napkin in about 2008. And as cliche as that is a great story that is to be told. But for our elected leaders and others, especially the memory of Rich Carlucci, who really is the champion for parks for the last 30 years, and rightfully so, the town council dedicated the naming of the rec center after him. This is part of the legacy of the leaders of this town and of him, and truly an example of listening, creating a plan, and working the plan. Plainfield is known for warehouses that help pay for a lot of things. Plainfield is known for parks and recreational opportunities that we all get to enjoy. But we also want to make sure that we remind everyone Plainfield is known for is creating a plan and working a plan, all with the vision of the quality of life for our residents to be the best in Indiana, and I think we're experiencing that today. So welcome again, and let there be more stories beginning to be told now, and with the example of what we're doing here, many more for the next 20 years. Thank you, and enjoy Splash Island.
Our final speaker for tonight is Lance Engel, Town Council Liaison for the Parks Department.
And the key to that was the laughs, right? So I think I'm the only thing besides ribbon cutting that's holding us up from going and enjoying Splash Island. So I'm going to stay on script, and I'm going to be brief. Anybody ever been the sixth person to speak at a ribbon cutting before? It's a tough ad to provide comments that have already been said by excellent speakers before us. For those of you who I have not met, I am Lance Engel, and I have the pleasure of serving as a town council member, and I'm also the liaison for the Parks and Rec and the Marketing and Communication Department. My family and I have had the great opportunity to enjoy this beautiful recreation center since we moved here in 2005. And so with this really great crowd, by a show of hands, how many people have become a new member in the past 12 months? Okay, a few. How many of you reside outside of Plainfield? Okay, quite a few more. So that just shows the diverse group of community that comes together at a campus like the Richard A. Carlucci Center. It provides fun, relaxation, health, fellowship, to not only meet your neighbors, but to also meet new friends. This has been happening since June of 2004, and it continues to happen with this significant expansion. The 20th anniversary celebration is a real moment of reflection on the joy it has brought to the region. So Splash Island had over 110,000 people just last year come to the Splash Island. That is amazing, the amount of people that come here. That provides a tremendous economic engine to our community retailers, restaurants, and hotels. I would like to say a sincere thank you to all the Richard A. Carlucci Recreation and Aquatic Center staff for working long hours to exceed guest expectations. From guest services, who help me when I forget my pass and let me in, to maintenance team, to concession stands, to even management. So a big round of applause to everybody here. I would also like to take a moment and do a special thank you to Brent Bengal, the Director of Parks and Recreation. He has really worked hard and proven solid dedication through his thoughtful leadership. We also received feedback from nearly 600 respondents last year to creatively work with town administration to extend the hours here at Splash Island. So starting this season, good news, Splash Island will provide a member-exclusive access starting at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, and that's 1 hour before it's open to the rest of the public. So it's really cool for us members. And then the park will operate from 10 to 8 Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 on Saturdays, and noon to 6 on Sundays. So that's really exciting news. Well, we are so grateful to our community, to the Splash Island members for their ongoing support, which is crucial to the success of this facility. And a job well done to all our design and construction partners for this amazing expansion. So with that said, we would like to invite all of the attendees here this evening to an exclusive sneak peek swim before opening to the public on Friday. So thank you everybody, have a lot of fun.
And now it's time for the ribbon cutting, everybody. Can I have the students from Plainfield Schools that were selected to come participate? Pelican, any of the elected officials for Plainfield and town management, please come to the, as well as the partners that were responsible for the project.